Hello. How you guys doing? Let me just get my mic just over a bit more so that way it's a little easier to hear me. Hi. How are you? Everything's falling. Oh god, my head. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Hold up. Probably should have figured out the situation first. Hold up. Okay. I think I got it. Yes. I think that's better. Alright, you guys will have to tell... Oof. What's going on with that? Oh, it's in between the legs of the chair. Oh, no. Ah! Okay. Ooh. Okay. Hi. Alright, let's go and switch screen region. Hi. It's me. Rev. Natalie, thank you for the 51 months of support. Holy crap. How you guys doing? We got ourselves a not put together Weirdboy that I still need to do a little painting on. I've got some put together but not painted boys here as well. We got us some commandos. I was kind of putting them together the other day. They're spray painted the army green, but they're not painted at all. This is more or less what they end up looking like. It's got a little mess. This is the knob, so he's going to be the leader of the squad. He's good. Power claw, pistol. So this is a Weirdboy. They are completely disassembled. He's got his little staff. He's got his little hat. I don't know how well you can see him, but, you know. I'm going to probably do a little bit of gluing today, but I just want to kind of get most of the painting done. I think if I throw a wash on this, I'll be good. Weirdboy, for those of you that don't play 40k or don't play orcs, is they basically get every now and then there'll be a guy or a boy who just gets overly excited to the point that like his head explodes, if not properly managed. And so they just sort of like bring him along because he's just a really cool party guy. On the tabletop, he casts spells. The best one that he's well known for is Da Jump, which is just you teleport a unit of boys somewhere else in the field, which is great. He gets +3 to cast or +1 to cast for every 10 friendly orc models. You generally have mobs of 30 boys nearby. So if you roll 2 dice, add whatever that modifier is, and it adds up to 12 or more, his head explodes and he takes damage, which he does quite a bit. So usually I have a medic standing right next to him to kind of like patch him back up and make sure he doesn't die from it. He's a pretty key part of most orc armies in one way or another. Mine is going to be a warphead. He's going to have 2 spells. And he's good. But anyway, we need to paint him. I like Death Skulls. They're my favorite. My clan is a Death Skulls freebooter mix. Yeah. So we're just going to be painting some stuff. It's not the most exciting stream, but we're just going to be chill. We're going to have a nice chill stream. I need to probably paint his shoes a bit more. I mean, there are people who show up to 40k with just like literal trash. Sprue cruns is a thing. I've talked about that on stream before. There's also kit bashing with random stuff. I kit bashed my Gargantuan Squigoth back when they used to be like any bit competitive. Now I use kill tanks for the same job. Kill tanks are great, man. If you're not running kill tanks in your orc army right now, try it. Just take a land raider and run it as a kill tank. Whichever main weapon you want to do. I got started with 40k. I played a lot of I think like most kids of my age group, I played a lot of Dawn of War, and that I didn't play orcs much as a kid. I mainly played chaos, but man, like orcs are so much fun to play. They feel like cheating half the time because it's just like they're so swingy. Like a lot of armies are like super consistent. Like I hit on twos and reroll ones and that kind of thing. But orcs are like, yeah, I hit on sixes. What's the filthiest move that I've done in 40k? Oh, jeez. It's probably okay. It's banned now because it is so gross. In 8th edition, I advanced a rhino. It was I advanced the Black Legion Rhino at a Eldar something or other that used, I forget what it's called. The thing where it's even more minus to hit. So I was like -4 to hit. And then I overcharged my plasma. And he's like, dude, you know if you roll like anything other than a 6, your guy explodes, right? And I'm like, dude, I'm counting on it. He's like, what? And I'm like, all right, here we go. And I forgot what I rolled, but obviously it exploded because that's what happens. Because I overcharged and it had all the minuses to hit. And it died. And so that meant all of the angry boys that were inside fell out and they were pissed off. So then they were like as close as could be. And he's like, what's happening? And I'm like, I'm about to charge you with 1,000 angry boys. And he's like, you should play orcs. It wasn't literally 1,000, it was like 10, because that's how many a rhino can hold, but probably the dirtiest move. And it is now you now cannot do that anymore. Because GW said that was broken. You're not supposed to be able to get out of a transport and use it as a way to jettison. I basically rocket jumped my my infantry using a tank. And they're like, please don't do that. I think that's the dirtiest thing I've ever done. It's not even a Trojan horse because like it was shooting. It was like I intentionally suicided in order to jettison them as far as forward as possible. And orcs just play like that. Like I bought a model. I have this burner bomber, and every single game, like almost every single game without fail, that thing uses flying Ed butt, where it just straight up crash it into the ground and it explodes and dies. Every game. So right now I'm doing what's called edge highlighting, where I just kind of like pick around the edge of the fabric and stuff, and that way it kind of like highlights it a little bit more. Let me see if I can get the camera to show you. Do that thing that kind of has a little bit more detail. Looks nice. Final polish stuff, yeah. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do I I need to make the little orb things. I don't know what this is. It's something to like keep him in check from blowing his brains out because he likes to do that. Like I said, a majority of the equipment that a Weirdboy wears is basically to keep him from killing himself on the way there. They usually keep the Weirdboys like quarantined from everyone else when the battle's not going on because they just randomly get really excited and explode. Because like all orc things, they work by collective belief that a thing is working the way it does. So but these guys are you know, they're weird. That's why they're called weird boys. Got there's it's a book that takes place in from the perspective of orcs, and it's pretty bad. I'll be real. It's I think it's called Readers of the Wa or like Speed Wa or something like that. It came out fairly recently, like a year or two ago. It's pretty awful, but they got a weird boy in it, and he spends half the book just running off, going and doing his own shit. And a majority of the plot is just like the war boss of that specific clan just chasing this guy down, trying to figure out where the hell he went and what he's doing. Kind of cheating off of someone's test. But we might do some other stuff here in a minute. I want to see how people are reacting to the Minecraft speed runs. See how that goes. I've done 2 of them now. Well, 2 streams of it. I looked up some like alternative strats for when you don't get a village right off the bat. And I might try that out at some point, but I'm curious to see what people think of those. I think half the draw is watching you lose your mind. Yeah, no, I think so. I don't know how people speedrun. What do you think of a looted mechanics? What do you think? Yeah, why not, man? I mean, that's sort of what I'm going with mine. Like, that's what Deaf Skulls do. Though I like to steal Imperium stuff. Um, like, if I'm gonna loot anything, I'm gonna loot an Imperium something or other. Like, the kill tanks that I want to get, I'm gonna use eBay salvaged Land Raiders. Because just my biggest matchup is going to be Imperium stuff, like almost consistently. And so it's just sort of like, can I make the Imperium look bad? More or less. Game Jam's happening tomorrow. You ended up going for that? I know you were on the fence about it. I have no idea if you guys can see anything or not. Doesn't look like you guys can see much. I apologize. We're just gonna have like chill time. Just kind of like mumble to myself about Warhammer. It's like a regular stream. Load Imperium Walker. Yeah. The someone did a really good conversion of an Imperial Knight for Gorkanauts on Tabletop Sim, and I love using that model. I need to get some red for some wires here, and I need to figure out a way to make these globes look a little shinier. And his head's thing got scratched up a bit, so I need to see if there's something I can do to fix that. Let's see. I need to like color all these little wires and stuff. I'm thinking about going with red just because yellow is just a pain to paint. Now outside of like the blue and the bone, I don't have official GW paint. I'm just using my regular uh, paint for it, which isn't the best, but GW paint is also expensive. But I really like this blue, this McCrag blue. It is really good for like a Deaf Skulls blue. How is it going, Fraser? So we'll see what the little red wires look like. See if that looks good. I don't know about that, but we'll see. It's a very nice blue. Worst race faction, 40k opinion, and why? Gameplay wise, I think Tower probably the worst right now. Just generally unplayable. Lore wise, like worst bad guy, probably the Imperium. I want to go with. Like, again, I say Magnus did nothing wrong. Hot take central here. As how was my day? It was good. Did some laundry stuff. Called my mom. We talked a bit. I should mention this. Anyone who has posted their art on Twitter that I've retweeted, my mom follows me on Twitter because she's adorable. And she's like, I really like the art they draw for you. It's really good. I printed some of it out. So, if you guys post your work on Twitter, my mom may have it hung up in the house. She's like, what's the town of nowhere? Because I heard you talking about it on Twitter, and I would see it, so I had to explain that. She was asking what to get Tilda for her birthday, because that's coming up very soon here. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I got some stuff for her. She might be listening, so I don't really want to talk about what I got her. Ooh, shaky hands. But I don't know. I need to figure out other stuff because February, if you guys aren't aware, is like our big month. Because it's her birthday, then it's Valentine's Day, then it's it's my birthday, then it's our anniversary, and last year, which was our first anniversary, we were like, you know what? Every year, why don't we go to the place that we got married and just have dinner there? And we're not doing that this year. For some reason. I don't know if you guys can guess. But she's been working a lot. She really likes Monster Hunter, so I was gonna get that for her, but it turns out the new Monster Hunter doesn't come out until next month. I'm really surprised that she likes that game. I think I was talking about this last time. It seems like a mean game, but she really likes it. Um, honestly, seems kind of up her alley. I mean, like, I don't know. So I can't really get that. What's her opinion on the Palcos? She's only really ever used the dogs just because she likes being able to be. She doesn't like being close to the monsters. She likes shooting them from a distance because it's scary. Um, so she likes using the dogs just because they're faster. But I think she likes the cats, but she hasn't had much of a chance to use them because she would rather be fast and get away from the bad guys, which is legit. I'm gonna be super boring and paint both of these wires the same color. Like, these wires are so thin that, like, differentiating them, not a good time. She really likes, I think it's the heavy bow that she likes. For some reason, my friend calls you Diet Germa. I'm always Diet somewhere else. That kind of, not the biggest fan of that, but, you know, I like to think that I got my own vibe going on. But hey, people are watching me, so whatever. Have I seen how strong the new Dark Angel stuff is? I have not. That it scares me that people are like, "Oh no, Space Marines are really good again." It's like they were bad. They were bad at any point in the recent like 3 years or whatever. Like holy crap. I don't know. People were freaking out about Eradicators, and I'll tell you, the games that I've played against Eradicators have been very funny because the enemy like the enemy guy will be like, "Oh yeah, I got 5 Eradicators," and I'm like, "I got 90 boys." So you will delete one boy real good every turn. Good job. Once they get down to half, they will come back from the dead. Enjoy dealing with that situation. Even with the kill tanks, it's like, all right, so I just have to say 24 inches away from you. Cool, I can do that. Make Eradicators cry. Yeah, the trick is that they're just slow, man. Eradicators, they just cannot keep up. Like especially if they're the heavy ones, they can't advance and fire. So just a 29-inch range. Just stay outside of 29 inches. 5-inch movement plus a 24-inch range gun. If you can stay outside of that for the whole game, you're good. A guy used that one secondary where it's like it challenges one of your characters. I think it's a Space Wolf thing. And I was like, cool, yeah, that'll be on my Big Mac. And he's like, that's your warlord, you know? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, well, if I kill it. And I'm like, cool, yeah, if you can ever get to him. He's behind 60 boys and 3 tanks. He's like, well, I've almost gotten to him. And I'm like, cool, so I'm going to use the jump. How many guys is that you're painting? It's just one guy broken up into bits. I might glue them together in a minute just to make it a little easier to visualize what's going on with him. Do I use Mega Knobs at all? They're good. You know, they're slow. The double kill saw ones are good. But I found that a mob of like 30 boys do a better job of just generally being in the way better than the knobs can for the same price. And currently the meta is trying to kill stuff that's like about that stat line. Toughness 4, good save with a with 2 wounds. And generally speaking, you want to be able to kill something that has exactly that stat line while including none of that in your army. So instead, 60 boys is a lot harder to deal with. An Eradicator can deal with a squad of knobs better than he can a squad of boys. So, hot take. I think a squad of however many boys is better than the same points cost of knobs. What orc are you painting? This is a Weirdboy. This is a ArtelW Weirdboy. The guy I was playing yesterday. What's the longest ever battle that you've ever done, and did I win? It was probably some horde matchup, and I don't know. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but yeah, if it was the longest game I've ever done, it would be probably very early on in 8th edition when I was running too many boys. It's part of the reason I'm so excited about the kill tanks, because one kill tank is about the same point cost as a squad of 30 boys, and moving a kill tank 12 inches is a lot easier than moving 30 boys 5 inches. Just trying to position them so that way they're all within 2 inches of each other, like nothing but grots. The nothing but grots list does not work. Let me be real. Is this poor man canonically called a Weirdboy? Yes. Yes. There's mech boys, there's weird boys, there's runt herds that take care of the Gretchen, the goblins. There's boys. There's knobs who are like leaders of boys units. There's commandos spelled with a K. Who are stealthy and use tactics like stealth. You got speed freaks. You got pain boys. Cyborgs. It's a boy that's gotten put together a few too many times. So he's a cyborg now. A pain boy is just a doctor. But they have fun abilities like you can heal a guy, but you have to roll a 2 up, and if you roll a 1, you do damage to him instead. Whereas every other race can just heal a guy without it being like a fucking hassle. Like for orcs, you actually have to pass a test first, else they do damage. There's Burna Boys. They just like flamethrowers and setting things on fire. Mech Boys like their technology. the fluff for my guys, the storyline for my guys is that they really like having cool guns and technology and armor and stuff, and they know that their leader guy can put it like pull it together. So all they have to do is like get crap for him to put together. So they're in it to get equipment for him to use. So that way they can fight better. And they can have cool guns. There's technically a war boss, but he usually just like yeets himself into combat and dies and gets put back together again. So he's kind of just a weirdo. He tends not to live very long in my list. You usually end up charging something and dying immediately. I've actually taken him out of my list because he has been dying a little bit too much. Your mech boy sounds like a Chad, taking Imperium shit and throwing it back at them. Yeah, basically. And they've got a little bit of freebooter energy in them where they're like a little bit too weird about their technology where no one really wants to work with them. But they realize that they can become mercenaries. And if they're mercenaries, then people will hire them to go get a fight. Which means they get stuff from whoever hired them. Then they can go fight whoever they were hired to fight. They can come back and then fight the people that they got hired from in the first place. So it's basically 2 fights for the cost of 1. And you don't have to figure out where anyone is. There's just a guy that pays you to go do something you were gonna do anyway. It's a win-win. So they're inherently not trustworthy at all. Like, they are... They're mercenaries. They will kill you. They have no formal game plan. Aside from, we're going to steal everything. But that's good enough sometimes. What do they get paid with? Teeth? Equipment? Stuff? Is Warhammer just IRL, Fire Emblem, Advance Wars? More or less, it's got a lot in common with those games. As far as, like, you know, it's a tactical game. It also allows me to ally if I want to do, like, you know, a game where I'm playing, like, co-op with someone. Us versus another 2 people. I have a fluff reason on why they're working together. I'll be honest, the reason I'm running full Death Skulls in my army right now is because I'm a fluffy bunny at heart. I really want my fluff to work out, like, on the tabletop. Like, I don't like running, like, Goffs or whatever. Like, it's so much harder to make my fluff work. So whenever Death Skulls are, like, good or freebooters are good, I'm like, I'm a happy camper. Because I'm like, yes, my fluff. Fluff being just like, I don't know, lore. Anyone can be a waifu, though, Evil Sons are always overrated. I agree. I don't like them. I find them a little bit whatever. I think the durability of Death Skulls is better. I have a feeling that Death Skulls are gonna get a nerf when the Codex comes out because they're too good. Because right now it's just like, why would I play other armies? I mean, like, Evil Sons are good, Don't get me wrong, they're very good. But I just don't like the playstyle. I feel like it's too flimsy, you know? I would rather take a 6-up rather than a +1 to move. That 6-up invuln, man, it was doing work the other day. I was playing that guy. The guy that I accused of cheating when he wasn't, because I thought he was. A lot of people are really into Tau and Tyranids, like, sexually, which is weird. It's all Death Guard. Death Guard is slow. I mean, I want to run, essentially, Death Guard, I think. I want to run, like, Custodes style list, but evil. And, that color is just not going to work. I need to probably base paint it with some black first, just to make it not green underneath. And then if it's a little black underneath, that's fine. But yeah, people have, like, a weird thing for... Like, I've seen some weird art out there, man. Tau, the art of Commander Shadow Sun is like, can you guys not be thirsty for a minute? So, there's that. Rev, I don't need to know that. I want to keep hitting people without having to worry about taking damage. I think you might like Death Guard because they're basically zombies. It's like the Doom guy, but what if the Doom guy was a zombie? But he can still use a gun. People want to fuck Ultramarines. It's just weird, man. What people are into? That sounds excruciatingly edgy. Listen, all of 40k is excruciatingly edgy. That's kind of the aesthetic. Like, in the grim dark future, there's only war. Like, that cannot not be edgy. Have I considered playing any of the Dawn of War series? I've tried streaming it. No one really cared for it. It just was me nerding out about Warhammer for a bit. It's on After Hours if you want to go watch. I'm not particularly great at RTSs. Edgy to the point of unintentionally horny. I mean, Slaanesh. Just look up Slaanesh. SLAANESH. Have I tried out Total Warhammer? I had a Twitch bounty for it. It's alright. It's not quite my thing. It was fine. Slaanesh is intentionally horny. Yes, that sounds correct. Yes. Tyranids are unintentionally horny, which is one of those, like, bro, really? Moments. But people are weird. I think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna run a wash over the backpack here. It'll make me feel no, because I need to do some more detail work. Ah! Everything looks better once you put a wash on things. What made you decide Orc Boys? The fluff really works with me. I like their playstyle. I really like I don't like the hordes lists. I like the mechanized lists a lot more, hence why I play Death Skulls. But I like just like the inherent chaos of it and trying to control that down. It's so swingy. It's such a swingy army. But if you can control the swing and make it more consistent, then you get a really strong army that is just it's awkward to deal with. Um I find orcs to be a really competitive like off meta choice because they just no one's ready for that. No one's ready for 3 knights and 90 boys, like, or 60 boys. Like, you just aren't ready for that. You have probably the dice or you have the tools to deal with one, but not the other. And it just becomes just this ridiculous game of, like, cat and mouse. Like, I was playing that Sisters player the other day, and he had all the melta guns in the world. So it's just like, all right, so the boys aren't doing anything this game. I'm just going to put them in the way. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to try and put these guys within 9 inches of your tank. And it's like, cool, well, you got to be outside of 9 inches of my boys, which are, you know, more than 9 inches away from my tanks. And it's like, okay, well, I can't shoot your tanks then. It's like, yep. Continuously denying him good targets by throwing boys in the way instead. And he just opted not to do anything to him. Or he just didn't have the firepower for it. So the tanks lived because the boys lived. It's just, it's fun. It's a fun army to play. I genuinely hate the Imperium. I think they're a bunch of tools. Gilliman is a massive simp for his dad. Like, I mean, just fuck him. I'm allowed to call fictional people simps, I'm pretty sure. Just not allowed to call real people simps. Logar is too, but like he got over it. Gilliman like kins his dad. What about Mechanicus? They're tools too. They praise the Emperor, and the Emperor is a tool. The Emperor is voted universe's worst dad. Look at this heretic over here. Listen, I like my Chaos Marines, man. When I'm not playing Orcs, I'm playing Chaos. The Chaos are in a really awkward spot because I just don't want to play all the demons, man. I don't have that list. I want to play like pure CSM. Like, word bearers are good right now for some reason. I saw a really good list that's going on at the Las Vegas Nopen, which is an amazing name for a tournament because they can't have the Las Vegas Open this year, so they're having the Las Vegas Nopen. And they're just doing it on online. But there's a really good words bearers list. It's like almost completely word bearers, but the problem is it's basically orcs. It's like 60 possess, which just have the worst model. They have just an awful model, and there's not a good possess model out there. They look very Saturday morning cartoon. Hold up, let me show you. Like conceptually, it's a really cool idea. Have I played the Dawn of War series? I have. I've streamed it. I grew up with it. I like the Greater Possess. I like what they did with that. I own 2 Greater Possess. Because I bought a thing off of a guy. But oh, there we go. Oh, look at how crap that looks. Hold up. Let's see. There we go. What is this guy? What is that? What is that? And this guy? His head looks kind of cool. His head is dumb. That's alright, but that's really bad. Like, what the hell? Such bad models. They're so old. But you need 60 of those, and it's just like, ew. So, yeah, those guys look like they roll up with Skeletor. Yeah, basically, like they don't look like, 40k villains, you know? Like compare them to like Greater Possess. Who looks, still a little cartoony, but like so much cooler. I own one of these guys. Like that is rad looking. That's a rad looking model. But the old Possess just look like crap. It's unfortunate the Greater Possess is not very good. Uh, yeah, sorry. Make sure you get permission before you link stuff. It's automated to kill. Nothing personal. Yeah, there used to be porn bots that would come by and link like just really fucked up shit in chat, so I just have to like have it set up so that way if you link something, like you have to basically ask for permission first, else the bot will ban you or time you out. I let subs do it without having to ask, just because if you're gonna sub to me, you're probably not a bot. I trust that you're not a bot, so I can. If you want me to give you half a second, give me a second. I'll permit. Get your name. There you go. Right, is that the command? Yeah, there you go. So now if you want to link something, you have 3 minutes where it won't time you out for it. How's it going, Binkamoth? I was just linking cool orc models. What you got there? Oh yeah. The commandos that are made out of like, what is that? A rhino? So that way it looks like a rhino when you're walking up the board. I thought about doing that, but I don't know. This white's a little too pure. I need to go with like this bone here. It's a classic, yeah. I mean, I bought the ArtelW Commandos because I think like whoever made that just sort of agreed that the official GW one's just too old now. It's just kind of crusty looking. Now hold up, that actually looks like crap. Uh, can I salvage this? Yes. Okay, that looks okay. With a wash, it'll look better. It's gonna be a total pain trying to paint these dudes that are already assembled, but I was excited to do stuff, but I couldn't like spray paint them because it was snowing in Texas for some reason. You remember when there weren't models for flash kits? I do not. I was not around for that. I was defending the orc models the other day, and then someone linked me the third edition box, and it's the same boys that I own, and I'm like, yo, maybe we should get some new models. Like, I don't want to buy new models, but like, yeah, maybe we could get some new ones. Is it snowing there? Not anymore, but it was for a bit, man. And just like the new, it's not snowing in Texas anymore. It's nice out. I don't know what the weather is. Boop, 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 boop. What's the weather outside?
It's 63 and sunny. Today, it'll be sunny with a high of 64 and a low of 37.
There you go. What's the weather in Celsius?
It's 17 degrees Celsius and sunny. Today, it'll be sunny with a high of 18 degrees Celsius and a low of 3.
17C.
You can say always use Celsius for weather.
No, I'm good. It's 60 something right now in Texas. Oh, low key got a headache. It's nice. It's nice out. But there's really no reason for me to go anywhere or do anything because I don't know. COVID. I mean, I kit bash my flash kits from Knobs. They're great. They're fucking hilarious, man. I love them. I think the most they've ever shot is 3 times in a row, which is really funny. They're not the best, but they're a fun list to build around. Come to New York. We have too many snow. I'm good. I enjoyed it for the day that we had it. That was fun. Um, we were watching this movie the other day. It's kind of Ghibli-esque. It's a weird one. It's a good one. Just throw it out there as a recommendation. It's on Netflix. I do not remember its name. I want to call it Cat Island. I think that's probably right. Um, and it's about a girl who's got this crazy crush on this guy. They're both middle school. And there's this whole subplot of that she can turn into a cat by putting on a mask. Very Ghibli-esque. Like definitely someone trying to ape on that style. A whisker away. Thank you. Yep, that's it. Really solid movie. Like an actual cat. Yeah, she's an actual cat. Not like she turns into a cat girl. She's like actually a kitten. It sounds weird, but just trust me, it's cute. It's a little weird because she's definitely out there. She's got some problems, but that's kind of good. Like it makes her a good movie that she's like not got her crap together at all. Like she has some. She's got her own issues that she needs to be sorting out. I don't know. If you want a good movie to turn your brain off to, I can recommend it on that front. Okay. I thought it was alright, but the relationship dynamic was a little creepy. Yeah, I kind of felt that way too. She came on a little strong. Is it animated? Yeah, it's an animated. Like I said, it feels very Ghibli. All right, these wires need to be painted. What else needs to be painted? His legs need to be painted. I'm gonna move everything else out of the way, and that needs to be painted. Is this dry now? It is. All right, cool. I do not have a genital tier list for Cyberpunk. I've not played it. I asked my sub Discord if they wanted to see me play it, and they said no. I will unsub if you do. So then I didn't play it. Like pretty solid answer from chat. I was one of those games that, like, if I had streamed it the day it came out, I probably would have made a good amount of money. But chat didn't want to watch it, so it's like, I don't know. And there are a lot of problems. There are a lot of problems with that game. Not just like on a structural basis, but on like a how they put it together. Not to mention like the epilepsy thing, which is like, I don't know. Exceedingly low bar. Don't hurt people with your video games. And yet, a little wire that's hanging off his thing for no reason. This is for D&D. Or I mean, Warhammer. Sorry. I saw D&D as an option. I apparently went with that. Could very easily use these models for D&D. There is a D&D like 40k game, but I have not played it. You play as the Inquisition, but I would rather play as the bad guys, man, you know? Say bad guys, but I mean, like, you know. I've been listening to The Vengeful Spirit when I go to bed at night. It's just an awful book. It's not as bad as the Thousand Suns books, but they are just horrifically written. Like, I like when, like, two characters talk for a while. I don't like, and then he charged into the room and shot everyone with a headshot, and it was cool, and then he reloaded and shot another dude. You know? Like, that kind of stuff just bores me. Like, it's good to have every now and then, but just like, generally speaking, whatever. I want to know why people are doing things. Aside from they just genuinely hate each other. Like, I don't mind if they mix it up with a little bit of extra stuff, you know? Like, if they ever actually get around to making the Eisenhorn Netflix series, I think that's gonna slap. That's gonna be great. Because you don't even have to get Warhammer to get what's going on in that. It's just dude whose job it is to root out heresy, going around the universe doing that with his little band of friends. It's like a detective novel, but he's like Indiana Jones. It's great. I think Cyphus Kane would be another series that would be really popular. Like character motivations, yeah. What? And I feel like Horus Heresy is like the perfect time to set those up because it's just like the wound is still fresh. Everyone is deciding what army they're gonna, you know, which side they're taking to the war. And all that jazz. You've just made this monumental decision to betray everything you've ever fought for. Why? Like, that's a good time to, like, bring that up, but, you know, Vengeful Spirit is just like, yeah, the guy, Horus, whatever. Like, why are you doing any of this? I don't know, just, you know, for kicks, man. Felt traitorous today. Might betray the Empire. IDK. Like, it's so bad. Just give me some justification. It doesn't have to be great. Wessel, thank you for the 5 gift subs. That's very kind. Thank you. If you got one, make sure you thank him. I think I've changed my mind and I want this skull to be white. Yeah, it might take a minute to get into the Discord. If you just got a sub. Sometimes it just takes a bit. It's something to do with the way that Twitch is integrated with Discord. Just takes a bit. Oh, I hate painting with white because it's bad. Oh, I've made a mistake. I've decided to paint with white. What am I doing? No. Let's just pretend like I didn't do that. Let's just wipe that away. Yeah. Hey, so we're just gonna go ahead and get a little bit of blue. And we're just gonna paint a little bit of blue over the white I just painted because that looks awful. That'll be better in a minute. How's the work on the converted kill tank from a Land Raider? I don't have either of those bits. I've been playing it on a tabletop sim and been having a great time with it. But as far as like the actual unit goes, like building it, not a thing. Playing it, however, has been great. Go with double burster cannons and 1 giga shooter because I'm playing pure Death Skulls, and I did the math, and it works out that the burster cannon is better for Death Skulls, which is all I needed to hear for me to use it. Giga Shoot is a good game, or a good name. Yeah, it's kind of a ridiculous gun. I think better than a Stompa then. Unfortunately, yeah, I tried the custom Stompa and it's just bad. And the regular Stompa is just horribly overcosted. The main issue I've had with the Stompas is they're just too big and you can't move them. Like, I've had games where I just didn't move the Stompa because I knew it wouldn't be able to go anywhere because it couldn't fit through the buildings. Whereas the Kill Tank can kind of just go somewhere. The Giga Shooter is a hilarious gun because normal gun for like, I don't know. I don't know. You might have like a gun that has like 2 shots, you know, assault rifle, 2 shots, strength 4, whatever. Sure, normal sounding gun, but the Giga Shooter is 30 shots, and it's just like, so it's Forge World, yeah. It's like, yep. How'd you know? Did we play the other day, Warren? I feel like we did. Yeah, this the Stompa is just not good. I played my sister's. Yeah. Not yesterday though. That was a few days ago. You're the guy that invited me to your server, right? Nah. Okay. Yeah, the Stompa's just not good. How do you handle painting tiny lads so well? My hands are shaking like maracas. I don't paint them well. That's my secret. I'm bad at it. But I'm fine with that. Like the splash around his leg is just, yeah. But yeah, that was the problem with that the other day when I played you with the Stompa. Like, I really wanted him to work, but he's just bad. I think it was in the game with you where I realized that he was just bad because he couldn't get out of that corner. There's nothing I could really do to protect him. The kill tanks, you have to, like, you know, do roughly the same number of wounds to 3 different targets rather than 1. It's 24 wounds on 3 different guys rather than 40 wounds on 1 guy. It's a little harder to deal with. He tried to and failed to kill 5 sisters. Yep, I remember this now. Yes, yeah, that was bad. I played a sisters player yesterday who was convinced that sisters are not good right now, which I just let him say. I played enough sisters players that, like, you know. Okay, it's like, you know, yeah, they're good against they're good against, you know, other S tier, you know, stuff, but they're not good against other things. It's like, you mean they have bad matchups? Like every army in the game, but they have less bad matchups than. They partially won the LA Open. What is he on, dude? I don't know. He did 2 units of Rapincia and 2 different rhinos, and I just had the kill tanks blow up each rhino, and then just had the boys stand in the way so he couldn't get to the rhinos or the kill tanks. He had Melta squads, but he had like the trifecta. He had like the Melta, Bolter, Flamer thing on every sister squad. He didn't double shoot with any of the Melta squads either. It's a very bizarre game. He just got tilted after a while. Yeah, I think sisters are probably one of the best armies in the game right now. He didn't use his miracle dice, like, hardly at all. It was a very odd game. I'm gonna glue things. Is it the time? No. I had a guy rage quit today when confronted with Miracle Dice skullduggery on my part. Yeah, Miracle Dice are kind of ridiculous. He had 2 6s in his charge pool, like in his dice pool, but failed to charge against my grots. It was a very interesting thing that happened. Well, that's the thing, is he had the option to auto charge, but he opted to not. Which, just explain that one to me, man. Alright. It'll be a lot easier to tell what's wrong with this model once I have it all glued together, I think. Alright. So that's what we're gonna do. What kind of lads? We're painting up a Weirdboy right now. Glue those feet on. You don't have to be excited about it. I think I need to paint his loincloth. So I'm going to do that real quick. What color should his loincloth be? Should it be blue just so we don't make it weird? Or should I make it a different color? It's not hot pink. It's going to be like this tan color or like blue. These are your choices. Blue. Blue. Diesel Punk is also very good. I like Diesel Punk. I like a little bit of Diesel Punk. What is Diesel Punk? It's look up Iron Harvest. Yeah, Iron Harvest is like a really good example of Diesel Punk. Witch Punk is a thing? What is Witch Punk? Are the new Sisters bots Diesel Punk? No, they're like church. Witch Punk? I don't know as if that's a thing. But you got stuff like, you know, horror punk, where it's like spooky kind of vibes, but also punk. That's a thing. It's sort of goth, but punk at the same time. It's like one of the closest aesthetics that I can fit into. Time to invent witch punk. So it's like it's definitely gotta have like battle jackets and that kind of thing, because like punk is, yeah, but like what's the witchy part look like? I'm down for this. Let's spitball. Ska punk with witchy patches all over it. All right. I feel it. Just gonna clean up some of this black with a little bit of green. Looks better. Still a little funky. I think punk witch is not like a difficult aesthetic to pull together. Ooh, that's way too much glue. All right, I need to paint that bit now. I didn't realize that that little canister there wasn't painted. So we need to do that real quick. But yeah. He's got legs now. You got to make sure the mods actually see that you ask, cuz sometimes they'll miss it cuz, you know, I don't know. They do other things. You got to wait until Moobot says you get the permit. Yeah, cuz if you don't, then Moobot will still like Moobot's dumb. He does his best, but he does some dumb shit. Wait for Moobot to give you the heads up. We might do I might check over on the yeah, I'm sorry, Jin. I've set it up because there were some bots a while back that were linking like fucked up porn. And it would give you viruses just by seeing the link, which was interesting. So just to prevent that from being a thing. How are we doing on did anyone actually what's the I'm gonna check and see how the Rev, are you okay? Alright. It appears to be the one and only comment on today's video. All right. Is Mordian? I really like Mordian stuff. Yeah, I really do like that. God, €64 though. It's a cool looking model. It's a very cool looking model. I'm gonna straight up buy 5 of them. What do they count as? Dune crawlers? Either Scorpius chassis build. Can you bring 5 of those? Do they deploy as a squad or are they just like one offs? Rule of 3 still a thing, right? Or do you have some BS Imperium way of getting around that? One's heavy support, one's dedicated transport. Okay. There you go then. That could be okay. I feel like he's gonna look good. He's got like a little bit of this pose going on. He's like doing this kind of move. Doing a little dancey jig thing. I would think with a wash we can make this look good. Right now I'm not too like totally happy with it. Have I read any of the Warhammer models? What? Novels. Yeah, I've read a lot of the Horus Heresy stuff. I really like that. I like the Cyphus Cain books. I listen to them mostly as audiobooks and stuff like that. Just because dyslexia. I usually try and like find a good one to go to sleep to every night. I've been working through Vengeful Spirit, like I was saying earlier. It's bad. I'm listening to it anyway. I've decided I want this little like strappy thing to be blue instead. I think it'll look better blue. Vengeful Spirit is awful. Yeah. I didn't really care for the Thousand Suns books. I need to find a good orc book, but they're all bad. They're all kind of bolter porn. Have you ever tried using molds? No. A Thousand Suns was great. I don't know about that, man. The enumerations. Your vibes suck. The enumerations, bro. The enumerations. everything. Lots of like pseudo witchy stuff. Like, oh yes, it's an Enochian, and it's like, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? It's crazy how much better my health has gotten after we moved out of Grove apartment. Like, not sitting in a pile of mold every day apparently is really good for your health. It's better than burning a Prospero. I guess. I hate they made it seem like Magnus did anything wrong when he had no idea what was going on, and no one explained to him what his dad was doing, and he warned him. There's that much mold. It turns out, yeah, the space right behind my desk, where, right under my monitor, was black. It's just like a darker color. It's because that time that the roof leaked. It was gross. So yeah, fuck Grove apartment. Am I okay? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Thank you to everyone who subscribes on Patreon and Twitch, by the way. We can afford a nicer apartment now. I thought it was just a shadow, you know? And then I moved everything out, and I'm like, why is that shadow still there? Ugh. Let's see. What do I need to do now? I need to paint that. Magnus did plenty wrong, but Armon story lies put him in the trifecta of good traitor. I don't I don't think that Magnus did anything wrong. I don't know if we can be friends anymore. I think that he did everything that made sense. I understand everything he did. I think it's funny that people are like, Magnus did nothing wrong, but Armon did nothing, or did everything wrong. And I'm kind of in that camp, but they're kind of the same guy in a lot of respects. Like, they think they know better, and they feel like their dad's not doing anything to protect them and save them from the awful things that are happening. So they come up with a solution on their own. Ends up being a really bad solution, but it's better than no solution. The horse heresy could have literally be stopped had anyone, if the Emperor had given a single fuck. Like, that's it. And you're just giving two shits at any moment. I want to find a really good Death Guard book to listen to. The one I'm listening to right now is just okay. Like I said, Vengeful Spirit has them in it, but they're not like main characters, and I'm just kind of like, Rotarian, what the fuck is your problem? Because in like Thousand Suns and stuff like that, he just kind of seems like a dickbag for no reason. It's like, oh, we gotta have my guys stand 3 feet away from me for no reason, and absolutely will not have any ramifications later on. It's like, bro, you set yourself up to fall there. Mortarian's Primarch novel, Buried Dagger. Alright, I'll give it a listen. I'll see if I can find it on my bootleg ass website. If you want to talk about a shit Horus Heresy book, Alpha Legion. That is a really bad one. Because it doesn't have the Alpha Legion in it. You spend more time with the White Scars than you do the Alpha Legion. And some random old man who wants to pretend he's James Bond. It's like, fuck this. That was like my free Audible trial. I hated that book. I listened to it because it was my free Audible trial and I was sick as a dog. John Grammaticus? Yeah, fuck that guy. The hell is that? What an absolutely obnoxious character. Is this stream sponsored? I mean, I do have an Audible sponsorship. I just don't use it. Audible.com/ RevScarecrow or whatever. Something, something. You get free trial. Go for it. I use bootleg websites a lot of the time. I'll be honest. Because they're free. If the book sucks, I don't have to feel like I'm like stuck on it. I didn't mind him until I listened to the audiobooks. Sure. I mean, I'm just like really dyslexic, so like reading any of these books just is not fun. It's just a lot of words. And it takes some time for them to get to the point sometimes in these books. Cyphus Cain is amazing. Like, legitimately, even if you don't care about 40k, like, I played some of it for Tilda, and she was like, this is hilarious. How long do your paint sessions last for? I don't know. I'm almost done with this guy, I think. I'll finish gluing them together, and then, probably go and do some, like, Minecraft speed runs or something. I don't know, man. Basically, until I get bored. Okay, so his hand is kind of down. He's coming together. He looks like a boy now. You can kind of tell what he looks like now. Figure out how his arm goes in there. I really, really like the ArtelW stuff, by the way. Like, look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little triangle where his arm goes, and then the triangle is on his arm as well. I don't know if you can see that. Like right on the tip there. And so it's like you can't screw this up. It's blurry. Like you can kind of just like feel around for where it goes, and that means that your model doesn't come out funky. Like there you go. It's so good. There's a term for that, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. It's just nice. It's just really nice to have a model that comes together the way it should. Like he's looking great now. I don't know how this little black thing, this cable comes in. I'm looking at the pictures on the website trying to figure it out. So it's hooked up to his backpack somehow. There it is. Okay, I see. I see. And then which end goes where? The short end goes into his wrist. So it goes like from here to there. Like so. I think that's right. Just test fit it. Looks right. Okay, cool. So long end goes towards the backpack. Short end goes. That's good. This reminds me, I'd like to fix the little dial on his back. Gives me something to do while I'm waiting for that to dry. Okay. Last piece, I gotta figure out how his head goes on. This is the only bit that you get a little bit of say in. He's just kind of. Should probably have waited to put his staff on until after, but. I mean, that's pretty slick, man. It's pretty good. Let's see if I got the camera working where you can see it. I mean, even without a wash, that's pretty good. That looks right. Put a little bit of a wash so you get some dark areas so he's not just like highlights and midtones. And he will look great, man. And he looks like a Deaf Skull's Weirdboy, you know, with the wires and the. It's good. Just one funny boy, man. None oil. No, I'm gonna use which one do I have? I have Agrax Earthshade. Which I tape shut to prevent spills. Yeah, he was about the same price as the official Weirdboy. He's $16 right now. He was on sale for like I want to say 30% off in October, so he's like a little bit cheaper in back then. I don't know how much the official Weirdboy model is, but I mean, no one's gonna tell me that's not a Weirdboy. I just don't really like the official Weirdboy. It looks a little old. Yeah, he's actually still cheaper right now than the official Weirdboy. Here's what the official Weirdboy looks like. I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan. It's kind of weird. I mean, duh, but you know. I prefer this boy because he looks more techie. He looks like a. He looks like he's a Deaf Skulls like guy. The ska checkers, that's a goth thing for sure. They like their checkers. It's like a power thing. All right, are you still like gluey or are you good? All right. So what a wash is it's basically really really thin paint um that seeps into the cracks. It just gives everything a little bit of detail. Makes everything look a little grungy or what have you. Let's see how it looks. Tao is not in a good spot right now. Play it on tabletop sim. Like you're not going out and playing right now. Let's be real. Um, just absolutely smother this lad in paint. Just pick out all those little details. Get into those muscles. But I mean, you can already see that stuff is starting to pop, you know? Well, that's like way too much paint. Just spread that all over the place. Kind of just gives him a nice grungy look. How borked if I am if I assemble my models before painting them? It it just makes your job harder. It depends on the model. Some models it's fine. I like to do it in stages just because you can get to stuff. But there's sometimes that you're getting to details that you'll never see, you know? So it kind of depends. It really depends on the model. Um I wouldn't recommend it, but if you've already done it, then you're fine. You'll be okay. It'll just be harder and it'll be slower, in my opinion. I've done it with my commandos, so I haven't been able to do it, but we shall see. I'm going to deal with it for the first time very soon here. God, washes are like magic, man. Wish they made washes but in reverse. I guess they do. I guess that's contrast paint. But for all the raised bits, so I don't have to do edge highlights anymore. Yeah, anytime you've got like bits where like it's under another bit, try and avoid doing the assembly there. That'll just make your life easier when you're painting them. So you can get to those hard to reach spots easier. But again, you're not screwed, it's just gonna be harder. You know what's fucked up? A lot of things. Why are you asking? Do you still have your first painted figure? Yeah. I don't know where he is. Well, no, because I gave him away a few years ago, but that was back with Mage Knight when I was a teenager. So yeah, I don't think I've got that anymore. But it was bad. Oh no. I think he's pretty good. I'm gonna let him dry, see how he looks, and then probably glue him. But he definitely looks like a technology focused clans orc boy, weird boy. If I go, this is a weird boy, no one's gonna ask me. No one's gonna. There he is, the boy. Just gonna kind of prop him up on that thing there. I still have all of these commandos and stuff to do that are ArtelW as well. The washes really are magic. They are. They make them look so much better. But I got these guys and a whole bag more of dudes that we're not doing right now. But, you know, if you enjoyed this, let me know. We'll do it again. Otherwise, I'll just do it by myself. But, yeah. Yeah. I spent a little extra time on him because he's an HQ. You know, important character. Like, this guy is going to be, like, a major target for the enemy army. And he's going to be doing stuff all game that's going to be causing problems and solving solutions for me. Like, he's important. A boy, I probably wouldn't have spent this much time on. I spent almost 2 hours on him. But a boy, I could probably do a squad in, you know, 4 hours. And there's 30 of them. I just don't care as much, you know? Because it's like, whatever, right? So, hey, how about I stop and restart stream and we do something else? I'm going to message Mike and see what we're doing and when we're doing it. Hey, we on for tonight? Got a good elbow shot there. Like Homestuck? Probably not. I mean, all this painting Warhammer figures makes me want to go play Warhammer, but we're gonna stream in about 2 hours, so probably won't. I might do it tomorrow. How about I go ahead and stop the stream, come back, and we do some Minecraft. Stream 40K with Mike. He has no interest in 40K. He thinks it's a math thing, which competitively, if you want to get good, it is. But if you just don't care and you want to play with fun models, then fine. It is kinda. I mean, sorta. But if you want to play it at a more casual level, you don't really need to do a math thing for it. But yeah, I'm going to go and stop stream. Let me know when you hear this, and I will be right back with more of something else. What are we going to do now? I want to try Minecraft speedrunning. That or Dicey Dungeons. I don't know. I played Dicey Dungeons last night, so yeah. All right. BRB.